Hi, Parul. Thank you so much for joining us today. Could you please tell us something about yourself?
Thank you, Neha. I'm from India, Chandigarh. Though I have been brought up and did my schooling in Singapore and Thailand, I did my bachelor's in chemical engineering from Manipal Institute of Technology, Karnataka.
Okay.
Currently, I'm pursuing my master's in polymer technology from Royal KTH Sweden and NTNU in Norway.
Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. When it comes to pursuing masters, we generally look at countries like US, Germany, Singapore. So why Sweden and why Norway?
Sweden also has the world top universities like Royal KTH, Chalmers, and Norway also has a couple of government universities as well as private. They're very old universities
Mhm.
and they're very nice. So that was one thing. Second thing I would say is that the tuition fees is relatively lower compared to the States. So
Okay.
that is a very prime factor which makes me decide. Then there's a lot of research and innovation which is happening here on daily basis, and there's a lot of startups which has come, and it's not a very city life. It's like very close to nature and tall buildings. So I wanted a place like that which makes me feel home. So I think that was the main reason why I selected the Nordic countries compared to the States.
Okay, fantastic. And can you actually tell us a little bit about how do you get admission into these universities? So, what is the application process like? Do we have scholarships which are available? What kind of exams do you have to give to get into these universities? So, can you tell us a little bit more about it? Because a lot of students don't have enough information.
Yeah, so firstly, I went to the topuniversity.com, which is like the QS ranking. So first I checked out my courses or in line with my courses.
Okay.
So I searched up the department, and then I searched up the university's website and looked through that. And then from the university's website, I checked the requirements, the deadlines, the coursework that will be taught, and the acceptance rate, and what the alumni is doing or what the current students are doing. So there's like always like a meeting when you get selected with the current students. They will help you if there's any queries with that.
Correct.
In terms of coming to the documents that are required, you need your obviously 10th grade, 12th grade to be admit that. Then you
Okay.
need your undergrad results, and then your CV you would require. Then the letter of motivation is required, the letter of recommendation is required, and in colleges in Sweden you need to even provide the syllabus that we had studied, some basic knowledge of those subjects that they'll be taught. So over here in Sweden there's one more thing, that the GRE score is not really required. That
It's
has
not
been credited.
compulsory. All right.
Yeah, it's not compulsory.
Mhm.
So as for the scholarship opportunities, there are a couple of opportunities for Indians specifically.
Mhm.
There's like a overall scholarship which KTH provides for like 1 year program or like a joint Nordic program or all these programs. But for India, there's like KTH India scholarship as well.
Okay.
So there is like specific for Indians as well. So there's a lot of opportunities for scholarship over here.
All right, that's nice. That's good to know. And so,
Yeah.
Parul, now my question to you would be that can you tell us a little bit about the tuition fees and about the living expenses?
So the expenses and the tuition fee over here are like approximately, the tuition fee is 3100,000 SEK, which is approximately 25 lakhs for 2 years. And one good thing is you need to pay the tuition fee here in semester wise. And coming to the living expense, on an average, you spend around 8,000 to 10,000 SEK, which is like around 80,000 to 1 lakh rupees per month in India. So that's for the living expenses over here.
Understood. So, I mean, even if we compare this to US, I would definitely say that the tuition fees is much less when we compare it with the US, because in the US, the tuition fees for 2 year program is much higher, somewhere around 30 to 40 lakhs, around
Yeah,
that. And living expenses are definitely comparable in the US as well.
yeah.
So, Parul, just want to check with you about scholarships, as you said. So, if we do take up scholarships or if we do get scholarships, can you tell us what's the reduction in the tuition fees or in terms of living expenses? Because, as we all know, getting scholarships or studying with a scholarship in the US is very difficult.
Yes, definitely there are options for like the option for Sweden is you get like 100% scholarship off in your tuition fee waiver. And there are a couple of scholarships. So if you're here for 1 year, so you get like 1 year program. So if you're like KTH for 2 years, so you get 2 year program. So if you're like in a joint Nordic program with some other country, so that's different scholarship. Or if you are like only from India, you get a specific scholarship for that. So the various scholarship, which basically waives off your 100% tuition fee over here.
So guys, I've added the links in the description below for you guys, and you can check those out. So Parul, obviously, whenever we want to study abroad, one of the reasons why we also do that is to see whether there is an ROI, any return on our investment. So what are the job or internship opportunities there? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
There are definitely a lot of job and internship opportunities here. There are some very big companies which are established here, like IKEA, Oatly, Spotify. So means it's not as big as the Silicon Valley, but definitely there are a lot of unicorns which are coming in today's world here, like the Volvo is there. So there is definitely a lot of them. So if you're like energetic as an individual, so definitely you'll have to, do some hard work through it, like apply through LinkedIn, cold email, or the KTH itself has a very huge career fair. So you can definitely make your connections through that and network through that. And for your summer jobs, you can even work under a professor for if you're into research. Yeah, so these are the opportunities there.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing that, Parul. Now, one thing that really makes students hesitant to apply to these universities is firstly the language barrier. Everybody has this question whenever you're applying to any European university. So, did you face any language issues, or in terms of racism or culture, anything that you faced that you can tell us, or what is it like?
Okay, there is no cultural or racism issues I've faced till now. It is very nice. There's no cultural problem here or racism. In terms of language, because European is like not like English nations. They're like, they do speak English, but not the larger population. But Sweden has like a very high English speaking population in most compared to the most European countries. So till now, I have not faced any deliberately I have to learn Sweden or something. So I've never gone to a market and I don't understand anything. It's this, everything is written in the Swedish, but you can always use the Google Lens and convert it. So you really don't face the problem here. But it would be nice if you learn it. So because it helps, if you learn the language, it will help you find your job and internship more easily. So there's like more broader scope. So it's definitely, but there's no language barrier as such.
And in terms of education, so are the classes taught in English or the classes are also taught in Swedish?
The classes are definitely taught in English. Your master level courses, all classes are taught in English. So there is no barrier towards that also.
Okay. And do you have any idea about undergrad? Because I'm sure there are a lot of undergrad viewers also who are watching this video.
That's mostly taught in Swedish.
That's mostly in the local language, which is Swedish.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for answering that as well, Parul. So I have another very interesting question for you, Parul. That how is the education system in Sweden, in Norway, different from that of India, US, Singapore? If you could just give us a little bit of comparison, I think that will also help a lot of students make a decision whether they want to study there or not.
Yeah, so currently in Sweden, one semester is like around 4 to 5 months, and consisting a semester consists of 2 periods for like 2 to 2.5 months a period. And in one period, you only take 2 subjects up. So for 2 subjects, you would only have the labs, the coursework, the home assignments, the seminar, and everything. So that 2.5 months, you're just dedicating it to 2 subjects. So I think that really decreases the pressure, decreases the load on the entire scenario, and it makes you really focus on other things and extracurricular as well, and also particularly on those both subjects. So I think that's a very good.
Okay, that's very interesting and also very different from the education system here in India. So I'm sure that that would have also given you a lot of opportunity to explore how you fit into different systems and
Yes,
what works better for you.
yes,
Right.
definitely.
So Parul, one final question to you. Could you tell us a little bit about your entire experience at this university?
It has been like very nice, and it's very different from India first. So you would, that comparison is not there. The courses over here are very differently structured, and they are very project oriented and seminar oriented, which makes me really enjoy them and really create a thought in what I'm interested in. Then coming to the people, there's a lot of accommodation options here. Like you can live in a single room or you can live in corridor room. So I personally live in a corridor room. So I share my flat, my basically my kitchen with 13 people.
Okay.
But I have my personal room and washroom.
Okay.
And when I share it, it's really fun. We cook together. We have a lot of games night and party night together. So it's like very nice overall, and we really enjoy the togetherness. You meet a lot of people from different countries. So it's, I would say, you get a lot of culturally holistic approach from other countries. So I think that was the best part. And in the past 6 months, I've really grown, and I'm really happy about that, which has happened in my life.
Okay, fantastic. So thank you so much, Parul. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was a pleasure having you. So thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Neha, for having me today on. It was nice speaking to you about this.